Hi there, I'm in Sketches and I'd like to show you how to start a new document and get started. One thing that I'd like to show you is how to do an ink type watercolor. So I'm going to start out with sky blue. I'm going to sometimes gradient, put two layers on top of each other. I think it looks nice. Sometimes skies tend to get darker as they go down. They don't always. There are exceptions, but it sort of helps. And then I am actually going to maybe have some water towards the bottom. Typically water is darker, but again, not always. None of these rules of nature are real rules. They change depending on weather conditions and light, depending on where the light's coming from. So this is a blending tool that really works to liquefy the watercolor and make it actually look more like watercolor. And it also blends those together. So even though it has a crunchy sound, it actually mimics the look of watercolor quite a bit. And I'm trying to go all the way back and forth when I do this to create simple gradient in the back. And I'm even applying that edge to the edges a little bit to sort of finalize that a little bit. In there. Looks pretty much like real watercolor at this point, but don't expect it to be this easy. It's taken me a couple tries and experiments with brushes to get it to look like this. The other thing that I found that I like is this ink brush for drawing with. I like it when it's black, but you might find you like something else. And I'm going to create a little bit of an island right here. And the water is continuing here. And I'm going to put a little sun right here. And a couple little hints of buildings, whoops, over here. Nice thing with sketches is that you can quickly undo things. Now I'm going to add a little greenery into this island. I like that color, I just don't like the size, so let me increase the size. Almost like I'm markering it in at this point, even though it's with the ink pen. And notice I'm not being super careful because all this is in the distance and I just want hints of color. I don't have to make it perfect. And then I also have our handy dandy tool of using the blender later on. So the hills that I'm thinking of are ones that I saw in France that have both oranges and greens in those hills that are by the sea. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Now, I've been working up pretty far away. You can always zoom in and get a lot closer with your details. Okay? And you can always use your finger too. I've been using just the rubber end of a tool. And now since I'm blended in, or since I'm close up, I'm going to do some of my blending down here. Make sure that tool is at a smaller length. I find if it's too big, it goes over my lines too much. And sometimes it works by tapping in. Okay, there we go. Now, for adding in my sun, I'm going to do something a little differently. This is a tool you can try anytime. And I am going to use this splatter tool for my sun. And I'm going to do that with a couple different hues on it. Kind of fun, huh? Now, if I had been clever to use layers, I could have had the ink on a different layer. In fact, I'll just show you what that does at this point. Oh, apparently I don't have that option, so we'll be doing that. So I'm going to go back and re-outline this, see if I can get that to come out. Ooh, I like that even better. I wasn't expecting yellow, but how about that? Ooh, I like that. little bit more sunlight on the hill here. Since the hill is there and it's getting light, it needs to have quite a lot of light on there. Now, you can also put sunlight reflecting on the water. And one thing that you can do is, again, use the blending tool. So I hope these tricks get you started today working with the iPad and with Autodesk. Or no, not Autodesk, with Sketches.